Hello and welcome back to the Sunday special episode of the U Up podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. We love a Sunday special, don't we? A little bite-sized episode to share. These are the episodes. Send to the group chat. We are talking about something that is uber relatable today. We have the text. We got the screenshots. We have the text.
I missed these. We haven't done them in a while.
It's been a while.
A deal reveal, if you will.
A deal reveal. And if you want to see a deal reveal live, you want to see a dating app makeover live, you want to see a live version of this podcast, we're coming to Chicago. We're coming to New York. We're coming to Philly. We're coming to DC. We're coming to Boston. Get those tickets. Assemble the group chat.
Get them while they're still hot.
That's right.
They've always been hot. Get them while they're still available.
That's right. Betches.co/UUpLive to acquire the tickets. If you're in Europe, if you're listening across the pond, I'm coming.
Jared's coming. It's going to be there.
Dublin, Belfast, London, Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Berlin, Oslo. Get those tickets, jaredfreed.com. Very excited to go to London. I'm pumped. Europe.
I know.
Fucking Europe. I'm excited.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazeballs. Do people say amazeballs still?
I don't think anyone cool.
Yeah, I felt like a huge fucking loser just now.
Amazeballs?
Amazeballs? What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's happening?
I'm losing it.
Who's I feel like I'm trying to think of who the prime candidate for saying amazeballs is.
The fucking biggest loser on earth. Me. I'm the biggest loser on earth.
No, you're cool.
No wonder I'm still single.
You corrected yourself. You're fine. You called yourself out.
I got sent this message.
Let's hear it.
And it relates to my other life, The Bachelor.
Okay.
So this guy wrote me, I need a ruling. Okay, so who's better to rule than Judge J&J?
No one.
I matched with a girl on Hinge. I'm located in Toronto. Okay. In 3 of her pictures, she's with Serena P. of Bachelor fame.
Yes.
That's who's married to Grocery Joe. She's been on The Bachelor. She was fantastic. Great guest. Okay. One of them is clearly Serena P. and Grocery Store Joe's wedding. I sent her a message saying that having a Serena P. wedding photo was a flex. And she tried telling me she wasn't trying to flex and those were just her pictures. Question, am I actually supposed to believe that half of her pictures are with Serena P., the famous, from The Bachelor, and she's not just trying to flex what I'm assuming is her most famous friend? How do you feel about this question?
I feel like Serena P. is not that famous.
Not famous enough.
Not famous enough, especially to men. I think there's probably less male Bachelor watchers.
Knowing.
I think it'd be one thing if she had Jennifer Aniston or Sebastian Stan or an A-list celebrity that everyone.
Sebastian Stan.
He's pretty
A-level. He's been on this show.
People love him. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a Sebastian guy.
I'm trying to. Brad Pitt.
Aniston, fine. Sebastian
whatever.
Stan.
Timothy Chalamet.
Right.
Whatever. Fine.
I'm surprised that you put Sebastian should be flattered.
Well, whenever I've mentioned him to anyone, everyone's like, "Oh, he's huge. People love him."
He's huge, but if you
Ryan Gosling, fine.
Right. But if I'm sorry.
I apologize.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
For some reason, he was the first man that came to my mind.
I got to go back. If someone was if you said Jennifer Aniston was on the show, people would be like, what the fuck?
Some people think he's very big. I don't know. I don't really know that much.
Not Jennifer Aniston.
Fine.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Jennifer Aniston some credit.
She would spit in my face if she heard that.
She'd spit in Sebastian Stan's face.
Fine. Harry Styles. If she had pictures with Harry Styles or someone extremely famous on the A-list celebrity list.
I actually think Serena P might be more. No, Sebastian Stan is more recognizable than
Who has more Instagram followers? That'll tell you.
Right. Okay, that's all that matters.
Basically.
Right. Okay. So.
Okay. I think she is not famous enough that. And because it's more of a woman-female thing, I think there are many more people who wouldn't know who that is than would.
Right. The idea that I actually think he's wrong. I think if someone was like, oh, big flex, it's kind of an aggressive thing to write to someone.
Depends how you said it. I think if it was playful, wow, Serena P, big flex.
Right. And then I guess to
to acknowledge it is nice.
To acknowledge it's nice, and to deny it is actually not great of a response on her part. Like, why not just say yes? Like, yeah, she's a big star. We knew each other for a long time. Like, I don't know. You have to have 3 pictures of you with anyone else is actually an insane profile.
Yeah, I do think that's a lot of pictures to randomly have with someone.
Right.
Unless it's like the same recurring 3 people in all of the pictures, like that's her group.
Right. We're the 3.
Yeah.
Every woman who went to high school at a certain time had a group with a number associated.
Yeah,
with
like
it.
maybe all those people. I think you don't need. To me, the bigger issue would be like 3 group shots. That's a lot. Have like 1, maybe 2.
What? Yeah, you've made a bad profile.
Yes.
As opposed to like this idea that like, I guess that's why he's asking. He's going, why would you have 3 pictures with one other woman? Like at that point, you would think, are they a couple looking for a third? Right. Like if you have 3 pictures with the same woman, whose profile is it? I would wonder whose this is.
I don't think I would personally. I am a Bachelor watcher. I watched I wouldn't know who that is.
Right.
I kind of like have an idea of what she looks like, but if I saw a picture of her, I don't think it would register for me.
Right.
And
but
I'm
if you saw
someone who
a
used
guy,
to watch a lot.
Of course, but if you saw a guy with 3 pictures with 3 of they're the same friend.
Right.
It doesn't matter who they were.
It's more about the same picture.
Right. It's more, same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. The flex part of it, like, I don't know who she's impressing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that impressive.
No.
If it is a flex, it's not.
That's no offense to Serena P.
No, I'm sure she's great. Like, and I'm sure she has her own following and people who would be really excited to know someone who knows her.
Right. But that's why
I don't think she's at the level where it's clearly a flex to have a picture with an A-list celebrity. I'll put it that way.
Right. Yes. Well,
most people know someone with like a certain number of followers.
I'm trying to think if I saw a woman's profile and it was like her and Jennifer Aniston 3 times, I would be like,
that's a flex.
Is that your sister? Like, what's going on? I'd be like,
that's you trying to show me that you are good friends with Jennifer Aniston.
Right. Yeah. And then I would go, how important is this to your life? Is that your most important thing?
But that's what I'm saying.
Friends of Jen. Did she have a nickname? I keep
Jen
Ann. I keep going towards J-Lo, and I'm like, no.
I mean, J-Lo would be another one. Big flex.
J-Lo, but here's the thing. Like, I would think less of that person. I'm like, do 1.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I think it would be a turnoff.
It's a little bit of a turnoff.
But I think because it's Serena P, again, no offense to Serena P, I don't think that it's meant that way. I really do think it was just like, here's my pictures that I'm in that she's also, maybe Serena P gets photographed a lot more and she's like right next to her.
Well, it explains it more. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm sure there was a glam squad for that wedding. I'm sure she got given maybe, a certain amount of, hey, I'll do makeup so you tag me in the pictures. So now you're getting a better makeup artist, a better photographer. You know what I mean? So I'm sure she maybe got some freebies. So now this person, the friend of Serena P, is getting access to the dress that got fitted because the promo codes were used, the photographer because the promo codes, she's getting access to all these things that she might not have gotten before.
Right.
Which is the reason she's in these pictures with her and has all these pictures with her.
Yeah, totally.
Because those are her top pictures. So it makes sense.
I agree. But I don't know. I think it would be
for fodder. I was happy I got this DM.
Especially like to me, if it's like if a guy was in a picture with like a lower level sports guy or internet personality that like I wouldn't be likely to know, I don't think I would think of it as a flex.
Let's say a guy has 3 pictures with me.
Well, I mean, I know you, so that would be, I'd text you.
What the fuck is this?
I would text you and be like, how do you know this person?
I'd be like, I don't. Big fan.
Right. But I agree. Three pictures with any one person, especially for a guy who is not taking group pics, would be a little strange.
It's strange.
Yeah.
I mean, I have gotten sent to me pictures of guys in their dating profile with me.
With you, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good kind. It's kind of like if you know. Well, that makes more sense.
You know.
That is a flex because I feel like you have a large female audience.
I think it would be smart if some guy had 1 with me.
Yes.
If it's 3 with me, you're fucking yourself.
I mean, three with anyone is a lot. If I were this girl, I don't think that she did anything wrong by having. Again, the bigger issue is that you have multiple group pictures.
Right, 3 with 1 woman.
Yes,
this is insanity.
Exactly. Unless you're looking for a third,
which
she said.
One.
All right, I'm gonna read the email. Ready? And then we'll do the text together. J&J, I have an interesting one for you. I recently matched with someone on a dating app and the conversation had been going really well. He initiated meeting for our first date at this botanical gardens type thing, but I was away on a trip, so we made a plan to just grab a drink instead when I got home.
What a change. How about we go to the botanical gardens? I'm going to be on a trip. All right, so just a drink in this alleyway will do? Right?
I prefer the drink in the alleyway first date.
I'm with you. I want low pressure.
No botanical. We told that to one of our SOS people.
Yes.
Danny?
Yeah.
Danny. Yeah.
Danny Roosevelt.
Yeah, he was going on to Roosevelt Island. We said it was too much. Botanical gardens, similar. Anyway, basically, we chatted once a day for about a week. We would each exchange a lot of messages to keep the conversation going, but we weren't texting constantly, which I felt was appropriate given that we had never met. It was a great back and forth, and I was really looking forward to meeting. Jump to the day of our date. I get the attached text. I show my response as well. I feel like he essentially... I mean, why don't we read the text and then
Let's
I'll go
read
back
the text.
To the email.
So basically, they have this like nice banter. He asked for a date at the botanical gardens. She's like, no, I'm away. He's like, how about this alleyway?
Yes.
Let's do drinks. So now they're still in this phase pre-date of back and forth banter. Now it's the day of the date. She wakes up. She opens her curtains. Tonight.
She has so much hope for the day.
There's birds chirping.
She's ready to go. And then she's
sopping wet.
Blindsided.
Blindsided.
Right,
so here's the text from him. I'll be him.
Okay. It's a reply to something else.
Okay, so he replied to something else. This is day of the day.
Probably like, what time should we meet? Okay.
So what are you thinking for tonight? So
we're making that up, but
right,
that's
This is where the real text starts.
Okay.
Also, I want to be upfront with you about what I'm looking for. As cliche as this sounds, I got out of a relationship a while back, and I'm not ready to jump into a serious relationship right away. I'm also not looking for one-night stands or hookups either. I think ideally what I'm looking for is something between a friends with benefits and a serious girlfriend. I want to date someone and get to know them without any pressure to become official because I don't think I'm ready to jump into a relationship at the moment. If you don't mind me asking, what are you looking for?
I'm annoyed.
I think, Jordana, your eyes rolled so hard that they might not stop rolling in your head.
I'm irritated.
I'm
imagining getting this text and I'm irritated.
Right. Well, it lives in... Go ahead. I mean,
it lives in this saying nothing but saying a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It is very generational, too. We generally don't walk into unsafe waters. This guy is making sure the waters are completely safe.
Yes.
For him to get blown without consequence. Yeah. And he's like, let me just make sure that fish in that river is ready to suck my dick without needing a breakup.
Basically.
They've been warned.
They have. You heard it here first.
Right.
Okay, so she responds, blank, hi. Hi. Good morning to you. He must have felt good seeing the exclamation point.
Listen, she's doing him a favor.
If I sent a text like that and someone responded and the first thing was a blank hi with an exclamation point, I would feel a little better at first.
Oh, yeah, she's in positivity land.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you'll blow me without consequence?
Cool.
Good to know.
Thanks for being upfront, haha. I appreciate that. I'm not on Bumble with expectations of meeting my future husband, haha, but knowing myself, if I like someone, I think that's a fucking lie.
Well, that's the thing. What are you on there for? You're on there, like, the idea of, like, you're not on a dating app to meet your future husband. You are.
This is someone trying to be cool.
And I appreciate they're doing a lot for this guy.
Right.
Yes. They're doing him favors by saying things
I think
like that.
at the cost of invalidating what she actually wants.
Right.
If I like someone, I think I would probably want it to progress to a relationship at some point. That's just how I am, though, as a person. Just like everyone else.
Right. You're so quirky. You want to get to know someone?
And then decide if you want to be in a relationship with them?
Whoa, Zooey Deschanel. Go put away those funky old dresses you got from the thrift store. You're cray.
I'm happy to meet people from the app, and if it's not a huge attraction for me, I don't really get that sad about it. I'm definitely not in a rush or in a position where I would try to force anything, but I feel like if I connect with someone, I would probably want to pursue things further. Totally understand if you want to cancel drinks, though, because you don't want to even put yourself in that situation. I'm sure there are girls that are steadfast on not wanting a romantic relationship no matter what.
He writes back, thank you for sharing your perspective as well. It's just such a ridiculous...
These are both non-perspectives.
No, they're explaining dating.
Yes.
I'm sorry to cancel so last minute, but I have a feeling that I would be wasting your time if we went out since I'm not in the position to pursue anything serious at the moment. Which is a shame since you're hot and obviously smart, and I feel like our personalities mesh nicely.
No worries. Good luck.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, then she writes... I feel like he essentially explained what dating is without forcing anything. And I essentially responded that I too am looking to date with an end goal at some point. I kind of felt like we both said the same thing, but I was more straightforward. Not sure if you guys can translate where the disconnect is on this one. Much love, lost in translation.
Here's the disconnect. He is treating dating apps like a bar that he might pick someone up to take home that night.
Right.
And she is treating it like a bar. You might meet someone and exchange numbers and do a date later that week.
Yeah.
That is the essential difference. And he isn't the type of guy who can go to a bar and bring a woman home. He wants to be that guy. And all guys want to be that guy.
But he says he wants something more than friends with benefits, but less than a relationship.
Right.
Maybe he does want to like go to the botanical gardens with someone that he doesn't owe anything to.
He wants the love of a girlfriend without the responsibility of ever having to break up with her.
He wants a girlfriend for a week.
Right. And
right.
The way you get that I can show him the way to that. The way to that is not on the dating app. Not on the dating app where you talk for weeks and weeks, and he has to do it a different way.
Right.
And the way that you have to do it probably doesn't play to his strengths. The way that you have to do it is, hey, I'm out at this bar right now. You seem hot. Want to meet me out? And then...
Right. The person can interpret that correctly.
I'm out. We met on a night. It was one in a million. I've decided to meet him. I was with friends. We got a little drunk. We hooked up. Later that week, he was like, I'm out. Why don't you meet us out again? And then we fucked. And it was like totally fun and frivolous and whatever. That's a perfectly like reasonable path. Mm-hmm. But he's trying to be... He is post-relationship boyfriend pickup guy. Like he's picking up women like a guy who gets girlfriends pick up women.
Right. Yeah.
And then asking for
the other thing.
Right.
Which is, I mean, on the one hand, we talk about honesty in the last episode as well. Like on the one hand, it's kind of like, all right, this is good to know before I went on the date. We don't wind up going on the date. I've saved some time going out with this person who's clearly not really looking for a relationship.
Right.
And they're telling me that before we even go out.
Right.
So in some ways, I'm like, I kind of get why she's Miss Positive, where she's like, cool, like I didn't have to go and wash my hair and like go to this date and get into you and maybe potentially feel connected to you only for you to pull this shit on date 4.
This is in the land of no one's done anything wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, like I agree. Like she's as cool as you could ever be.
She hasn't even met him yet.
Hasn't even met. I get it. No harm, no foul. Like the text he's sending.
Like what did he want her to say? Maybe he's trying to cancel the date no matter what. Because she didn't even really say, let's definitely cancel the date.
He was trying to get her to say, believe it or not,
I just want to
fuck.
Does that ever happen?
No, but I
guess with the girl with the 2 p.m.
Right,
like hotel dalliance with the guy.
Well, the hotel dalliance, like the way he got there was like, I'm busy with work. I'm really looking to meet up at a hotel after we've done some sex. Like she went down the road with him that they went, you know, and that's okay. Like. Mm-hmm. There's no right or wrong. Like, someone could look at this and be like, you lied. And it's like, you'd be too far ahead of yourself to accuse anybody of anything.
Yeah. To me, this guy, I'm just kind of like you said, get off the apps. Just like, it's annoying to get that text from someone. I also think, again, it's not as annoying as getting that text before you go on date 4.
Well, date 4, the text, to me, this is a date 4 text that he sent.
That's what I'm saying. But I think it's a more annoying, it's more, you're already invested because you've already gone on 3 dates and you like them enough to go on the 4th date. This is kind of like, at least you're telling me up front that you're giving me the fair warning that if I'm not just looking to hook up
right
with maybe like in a datey way.
Well,
then,
to go back on that, I've sent this text to people I've been on like 4 dates with, minus getting physical with them, being like, but it's said in a different way where I'm like, hey, this isn't the relationship for me.
Right. Well, that feels a lot more personal than this, which is like, it's clearly all on him. Like he hasn't even met, to me, I get why she's so positive. She can't take this personally. He doesn't know her. He hasn't even seen her.
No. I agree. It's more. This is not personal. Like,
right.
But I'm saying like, if he had gone on dates with her and then said, "Hey, listen, I'm looking for something more serious, and I know it's not going to come from this, but I've enjoyed meeting you." Mm-hmm. That's different.
Right.
Like if he send this after 4 dates and they've already hooked up and he's like, "I'm not looking for anything serious," that's where it gets detrimental, and you go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
You came here as botanical garden guy.
Right. Yeah.
And now you're leaving as stud Fonzarelli?
Well, that's why, I mean, like, maybe that's good that he is setting up. At first, I was judging it hard, but now I'm kind of like, that's what he wants. And that's what he wants. And maybe, I guess I would maybe send it like the day before the date instead of the day of.
Well, I mean, fine.
But
who am I to judge that?
Other than that, I guess for my intense eye roll, I guess it's a good thing. Because maybe there is someone out there who's just looking to hook up.
Right. And the eye roll is appropriate. Like, I think what he's writing is like insane.
It's like, let me off if you want to still do this with me telling you that nothing's going to come of it.
Right.
Then I'm down.
Exactly. She didn't, and she heard him. She heard him and was like, "I'm out. Yeah. Good to know." And some people don't hear you. Right. Some people you go, "Hey, this text is not exactly straightforward." Like his text of like, I'm looking, and some people go, "Well, challenge accepted."
Well, she didn't. The thing is, she didn't really say, "I'm definitely not interested." She put it back in his court.
And he goes, "I can tell you're not." He actually listened to her.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he almost has a more firm, respectable stance than she does.
Right.
Because she says, "I probably want to pursue things further. Totally understand if you want to cancel drinks. If you want to cancel drinks, though, because you don't want to even put yourself in that situation."
Yeah, and he's going, "Yeah, I don't want to put myself in that situation."
Because he could have been like, "Oh, let's just go and see how it goes." Like, I bet you she would have gone.
Absolutely. Right.
So I do respect that. I mean, part of me thinks this was a text sent to cancel the date, hoping that she would be a little more strong, strong in her decision. Mm-hmm. But he still had to make it. But she was cool either way. But
I think to give this guy
he could have taken this as I've said what I wanted to say, and I gave you the warning, and I'm still down to go. If he said I'm still interested in going out, like,
right. I guess in this guy's scenario, he goes, "Damn it, we've gone too long where this amount of texting is actions of a guy who's looking for a girlfriend."
Yeah.
So he tried to roll it back by being like, "My actions have been not less stud Fonzarelli and more boyfriend McGee."
Right.
And now I'm rolling it back, which sounds bad. When you roll anything back, it sounds bad. Eye roll.
Yeah.
And then he kept to his word. And I don't, if you were a friend of his saying to him, "Delete the apps. This isn't what you're looking for," that's the right advice. But he's not the one asking for the advice, He might be still on these apps being like, that's why, when people are like, "Can you believe this guy was just like, come meet me out. I'm out with friends. We're looking at, I'm like getting drunk."
That's a message.
You go, "That's a message. I can believe it. Yeah. I respect that more than,
this is
botanical gardens at 8.
Well, here's the
dinner
thing.
at 9.
I think with guys, there's a lot of time. There's the wolf in wolf's clothing, and there's the sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yes.
And the sheep in wolf's clothing are almost more annoying because they think they're really good guys. Mm-hmm. And they think they're really nice guys. But this guy is like sort of a wolf in wolf's clothing. He's being very upfront. I am an animal. and this is what my plans are.
Yeah.
And she can make that decision before she's invested at all.
Absolutely.
Whereas many guys are like, I have, it could happen. Like things could change. I could be different. And they do it just based on their own feelings, which I think is kind of selfish and only based on what they're thinking. And they don't think of the other person at all. But that person gets to leave and think that they're still a good guy.
Right. I guess if I was to relate to my own dating life, and I am on the apps, and you meet with someone for drinks, like at 38, hey, let's go home together on a first date. I'd be like, probably not for me.
Right.
I would say, I don't think that's probably the right thing for me to do, because because what would happen for me, and again, I'm like thinking, I'm being I would think, I would feel like I'm more in this than I would want to be. I would feel it would be tougher for me to be honest about how I feel about the person after we've gone home together. And I know that's a position I don't want to put myself in. But
I'm saying that's good. That's you're sending a message.
Right.
Well, by not sleeping with someone, you're sending a message.
Right. And it's not, I like you. It's, I don't know where I stand. Right. And I know that this sends a message maybe to someone, and maybe it means nothing to them. Maybe they're going, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
But I know for me, but I think past me would go, we'll go home. We'll figure this shit out later.
Right.
I think there's a version of me that has done the other way. And
I think it's very respectable, because your immediate urge is probably, or desire is probably to go back with that person.
Right.
You're having a good time.
Right. And I think that this is kind of what this guy was doing, but textually.
Right.
Yeah. I think we solved dating again.
We did. Well, I guess we're sort of pro him-ish.
I don't know if we're pro him. We're just like, dude, figure it out.
Right.
I think like there's like, I get what's going on. Like she asked for a translation.
Right.
And the translation is like, this isn't insanity. Mm-hmm. This is kind of how it goes. This is the virtual world of dating. This is, and again, these apps were created to make it so you could be out in a bar every night.
Yeah.
And they were created by, there was a time the only way to go meet a woman was go to a bar or go out, leave the house. And leave the house, guys. He's,
maybe it's not
they
him.
don't do botanical gardens.
And I would say to her, just for the future, again, I think she handled this pretty well. I would be almost a little bit harder. I would be a little more firm in your stance. It's okay. I don't think you have to write, I'm on Bumbles with the expectations of meeting my future husband, but I wouldn't write that you're not.
Right.
Because that's not true either.
I'm on here to get to know someone and maybe be in a relationship with someone.
I think sometimes women feel like they need to sell what they want short in order to like seem like this cool girl. And again, I'm not saying she should say that's what I'm here for, but I think you don't have to say that you're not, because you are open to that.
You don't have to explain what dating is. Right. It's insanity. It's crazy. You're sitting there going, well, we would get to know each other. It's like, no. This person is, and this happens a lot actually, where we see these emails where it's like, well, I've had this happen. Well, what I'm looking for is to go on like a date and then like go for dinner and then like maybe hang out on the couch and then get to know each other and then maybe meet each other's families. Then, maybe take a trip and then, and you're like, what you're explaining something to someone who wants something, who knows what you want and is trying to offer you something completely different.
Right.
Some people just don't want to get it. So the minute you start explaining what dating is, that's the minute you're dealing with someone who doesn't want to date.
Right. And I mean, again, good for him for canceling.
Right.
But that's it for today's Sunday special. Proud of us.
People, come to our live show. Get the tickies. Assemble the group chat.
And submit if you want to do a deal reveal, it's not too early for you guys to submit. The earlier, the better.
Yeah.
Submit your awkward sex stories, submit your deal reveals, submit your dating app makeovers. Email it to uup@betches.com, uup@betches.com. And just
Title
write
it live show.
Live
right?
show and which show you're coming to.
Right.
And you or one of your friends can come up on stage. It'll be fun.
So much fun. Great episode, if I do say so myself. Back pats.
Great job to both of us.
Boom.
The U Up podcast is produced by Sean Kilby, Maddie Paul, and Jorge Morales-Pico. Editing by Jorge Morales-Pico. Social media by Maddie Paul. Be sure to follow at u.up.podcast on Instagram and send us your emails to uup@betches.com.